Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's get into the discussion right now. What's going on with Cardano? It's been an exciting day for crypto as Bitcoin pressing 110,000 all-time high has been a word that has been thrown around. And as it relates to Cardano, boy, I would love to hear that word in the same sentence as ADA. Okay, so we're going to talk about kind of the numbers. We're going to get into some of the moves happening right now. There's a lot of integrations within Bitcoin in the works. So all in all, this does look to add to the intrigue of what ADA brings to the table here in 2025. So let's get down into the discussion. And for those of you that are new to the channel, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. We will talk crypto each and every single day, as well as ADA pretty much. And if you guys are returning, I appreciate you guys being part of the channel. So let's get into it. The first and foremost thing that we want to talk about right now, can Cardano see a rally of 77.68%? Okay, that's something where we look into what Bitcoin's done, and that is where we would take Cardano back up to a $3.10 price tag, as Bitcoin right now is all-time high. Can Cardano hit all-time high? Now, the reason why we're bringing this connection together, okay, if we would see a 77.68% breakout, is because we need to talk about the integration within the bridge within Cardano and Bitcoin. Now, that's something where we talk about the market sentiment getting really bullish, but it's more so, I think, in my personal opinion, because of the fact that when we talk about what Bitcoin is doing right now, we all know kind of how that plays out, right? Bitcoin goes on a run, it corrects, altcoins pump. It's been the kind of the situation that has occurred historically time and time again. I think it's happened about 3 or 4 times, coinciding with some of the cycles, the bull cycles, as well as halving cycles. But let's get into the conversation as it relates to ADA. First and foremost, I want to share with you guys what we're doing on the day for Cardano as we look at it, still in the top 10, 9th in market cap, trading at 2.3% up on the day at 76 cents. So a sideways little consolidation move. It really hasn't gone anywhere. And that's where we're going to look at the trading view. And we'll leave this chart up as we start this discussion. And even here, guys, you can see the momentum up did flash back on Thursday, May 8th. So from where we're at right here, right now, even dating back to April 16th, it's been a pretty substantial move. Just looking at kind of this low point and getting to where we've settled off right below the moving average at 78 cents. That's where we could look at Cardano up 44% in that short time window, a little bit under a month and a half. Okay, so I'm going to leave this chart up as we talk about it, and we're going to get into kind of what's happening with ADA, and I am going to talk about this article that I wanted to break down, okay? Because when we did see the price downturn for Cardano, right, we dropped 56+%, okay? And that was something where it led to a 1.176 price target, a price point down to a 51 cents price point, okay? That correction was a significant one as it lasted for multiple weeks, and it's kind of what you have to look at and understand, because if you're into Cardano, right, I don't think anybody has bought Cardano, I guess you would say, probably that I know that has bought Cardano to sell it immediately, right? It's a more of a longer term hold. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell a crypto. It's just kind of how I view it, right? It's not financial advice. You guys are welcome to do whatever you want to do with your own crypto. But that is something where we look into kind of what we've seen historically for Cardano. I think the holders have been more of lifers and hodlers than just necessarily swing traders, okay? But that's where we did see signs of recovery. And as this price did kind of ascend again, undergoing a slight correction down to 75 cents. That's where we have formed a new renewal of that bullish momentum. But the price zone that we need to talk about right now is that 64 cents. And that's where we have a huge accumulation barrier with a lot of support. Okay, so I think the question mark for us, guys, is when we did see that previous high, $1.32 for Cardano, that we hit back in December of 2024. That is where we would see 77.68% upside. I know it's not the $3.10 that we all dreamed of, but this is something where if you want to talk the yearly high for Cardano, $1.32 and some change, that's where we have to look into the facts. And the facts are Bitcoin is at an all-time high. We're pushing. The only thing really negative is the fact that this FUD with Hoskinson and what's kind of happening down that what's going down that road within the 600 million that has, been kind of misled, is missing, I should say. And that's kind of led a lot of traders kind of questioning what's going to happen next, okay? But as this integration reinforcing Cardano's position in DeFi, I think this is where we look into that cross-chain conversation within Bitcoin and Cardano, right? Using Bitcoin with Lace, that's kind of something where a lot of the big things with Cardano moving, right? We talk Midnight, we talk Lace. It all setting up. It just isn't that thing where you're going to look and go open up your web browser and type in biggest crypto news, and none of these Cardano bullish milestones are just going to pop off the charts, okay? But I think Cardano is one of the ones that, as you all know, we have talked about for years here on the channel. It's one of the cryptos, in my personal opinion, that does go very much undervalued, and that's kind of where we look at it in being one of the mainstays, right? We're not going to give up on it just because it's not hitting all-time highs, right? It's not getting back above $3, so we're not giving up on Cardano, okay? I think that right now it is something where you look into the potential for Cardano, very similar to the first time when I actually did transact and obtain, and I bought my first ADA, okay? That's kind of the feelings that I'm getting right now, okay? And that was back when you look into the $9 to $10 price range for Cardano. That was always my, ballpark, right? I bought Cardano, and it was probably my biggest crypto purchase that thus far at that point in my life. And I'm just like, hey, this crypto has zero chance of not hitting $9 to $12. And then obviously 2022 woes took place, and then here we are in 2025 talking about the same old ADA, okay? And that's kind of what we have to go over. So I'm not saying it's a foregone conclusion that Cardano will hit $9 to $12, but that is just my estimation, what I'm having in my head, what my feelings are, and where my personal financial strategy with my ADA holdings have led me to, okay? But that's kind of where we're looking at it. And you talk about what the big narrative is going for ADA. Well, I think it's that Bitcoin bridge, okay? And I think that's where we tie into the fact that Cardano has a leg up because of the fact that Bitcoin is at all-time highs. And then look at all that volume, right? There's going to be more transactions. It all kind of has a domino effect with all that set in place. And that's just kind of my final take on it. Okay. So with the rising open interest, with a lot of the, I guess you would call them crypto experts in the game, and also kind of this recent integration with Bitcoin, that's setting up for a lot of bullish momentum for ADA. And the only thing really is I'm kind of waiting, honestly. I kind of hope something does come out with this Hoskinson thing, right? Whether he's guilty, innocent, whatever, it doesn't change the blockchain. It just kind of argues the whole decentralized prospect of it. But I do think that if something does happen, significant, it is going to be something met with a very swift stroke, and I think that will give a lot of an entry, a very big entry point where we will see a bad day for Cardano before a lot of the, the smart money comes up and gobbles up that dip. And I think that's kind of how I'm going to play it. So always wait for some of the blood to hit the streets if you are going to be a buyer in the market. In my personal opinion, we might end up seeing one if we do get kind of one of those news headlines, that some reporter or somebody's trying to get some extra clicks. I could definitely see that occurring, and it's kind of already happened really on X. And a lot of big name voices in the media have kind of put Hoskinson, without really a trial, and just put him to blame in this whole situation. So I have an open mind in it all. I want to see what kind of happens. I'm not like, this isn't a turmoil where I'm just panicking and selling everything because Hoskinson stole $600 million. Oh my God. Because it may not even be true. Okay. And that's just simply put. So that's what I have. The road back to $1.30 plus. That's what we got to view. 77.68% upside. And that's something where we look at these zones, right? And if we do clear 86 cents, I think that Cardano has a very strong shot of getting back to $1.30 plus. And that's kind of where we're going to be echoing the sentiment from this article that we broke down and some of this chart analysis. So appreciate you guys all tuning in. As always, one thing I want to tell you before we leave, if you are looking to trade crypto, I do have a link with BTCC down below in the description. Spot and leverage trading available to most clients. Run it through your due diligence. Make sure it's right for you and where you're located. 14 plus years in the industry, though. So it's something that you have to keep in mind, because not only do you get a great exchange with a reputation, you also get 10% bonus on your first time deposit, as well as 40% discount on trading fees. No VPN, no KYC necessary, up to 500x leverage. Check out BTCC, links down below. Okay. So with that, I'll leave you guys. Appreciate it. Make sure you all subscribe down below. Check me out on X. I do have a link in the description. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Cheers.